Hey guys, so I missed my video last week for my 9-week video. However, I did record it. I was really spacey during the video and I just did not feel like editing it, and so it kept getting put off and I kept saying, I'll just make a new video, re-record the whole thing so I don't have to edit it so much. And that just never ended up happening. A lot ended up happening last week, which I'll go into later. But anyways, so I'm going to combine my week 9 and week 10 video together. So right now I am 10 weeks and 1 day. Last week I was thinking that I am still very much in that I can't believe I'm pregnant phase. I didn't really feel very pregnant until at least the second trimester with my daughter. And it really wasn't until I was able to feel her kicking that it was like, yes, I am pregnant. So that's still kind of the same way that I was feeling last week, was that I just can't believe that I'm pregnant, and it's just kind of like, it wasn't like at the very beginning of my pregnancy where I was having to remind myself, oh yeah, you are pregnant, don't pick up that box, or you are pregnant, you can't have sushi. But I'm still very much like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. But this week, for week 10, I am definitely feeling pregnant. Oh my goodness. So that's definitely a major change. I can't believe that I am only 2 weeks away from the end of the first trimester. I feel like it's going by really fast, and I have heard from several other people that the second pregnancy and third and fourth, pregnancies after your first one do tend to go by faster than with your first pregnancy. So we'll see. It seems to be going that way right now because I just can't believe I'm almost at the end of the first trimester. So that's really exciting. So updates for week 9 that I missed last week. First of all, the reason why it was such a hectic week was because my husband had to have surgery last week. A little bit of backstory. Back in January, my husband had slipped in the shower and fell over the side of the bathtub, and I guess in doing that he ended up really injuring his knee really bad. So they did an MRI and they couldn't really find anything majorly wrong internally with his knee. So he spent 5 months healing from it with still a lot of pain, which he shouldn't have still been feeling if there wasn't anything more wrong than what they were thinking. So finally they decided they were going to do surgery to at least look inside his knee and figure out if there was more wrong than what they were thinking. So they did that last week, and that was on Thursday. Right now it is Monday. And so it was really hectic trying to prepare the house for that and get everything ready for him to have surgery on his knee, which, he's going to be on crutches and obviously not as mobile as he used to be. So he had that surgery on Thursday, and so that created a really hectic week for me. It was also my final week of school, which there was not a lot of work to do. Like I had said in a previous video, the second to last week of school tends to be the one where a lot of the projects and stuff are due. But it was still trying to get school done. So that ended last week, and so all that kind of combined just created a really hectic week for us. As far as symptoms from week 9, it seemed as my nausea was starting to subside, and every time that I had said during that week, every time that I would say like, oh, I think I'm feeling better, like the next time that I would wake up or the next day, I would be hit with nausea again. So it seemed to be that it was only every time that I would wake up. So if I would wake up in the morning, or if I would take a nap with my daughter and then wake up, I would get hit with that nausea. But by about middle of the week, I was starting to have days where there just really wasn't that much nausea, or if I did get nauseous, it wasn't very intense. It did seem, though, last week that I was having a bit less morning sickness. Sorry, I'm looking to the side here because I have notes. I'm really trying not to edit this video much, so I find I do better with my pregnancy brain if I've got notes. But my exhaustion was about the same. I'm still really exhausted, don't have very much energy. With my pregnancy with my daughter, it took till about week 13 to really get my energy back, and then it like skyrocketed. Whoa, it was so much energy. I would love that this time around. That would be great, especially having to care for a toddler. So we'll see, but right now I'm still really exhausted. I had failed to mention in my week 8 update that I had said in a previous video that I had the increased urgency to pee, but not more frequent peeing. Well, now since week 8, I have found that I am having to wake up several times in the middle of the night to pee, or I just definitely have an increase in how much I have to pee. So that's really fun, considering that, like, if I'm sleeping, you know, because my daughter and I sleep together for naps, and in the morning when she comes in from her room to sleep with me, and we side nurse, so she's latched onto me, and if I have to pee and try and unlatch her, it is not good. So it's been a little interesting. So I had mentioned a couple videos ago that with my Raynaud's and then the hormones of being pregnant, that it's really painful to nurse. That is still very much the case, and it is still very, very painful. And although I let her nurse on demand, sometimes it can get really frustrating because it is so painful to nurse when she wants to nurse quite frequently, as in she just nursed 30 minutes ago and now she wants to do it again. So it can get frustrating for me when it's so painful to nurse and she's wanting to nurse so frequently. But I just deal with the pain, and we still continue to nurse on demand. When she's bored, she wants to nurse more often. So if it gets frustrating like that, I will sometimes just try and delay it so that I have a little bit more of a break, or I have a chance to, I don't know, let my frustration pass. But it is very painful, and I generally will like clench my jaw while she's nursing, or just have to like take a deep breath. It's rough. On the TMI side of pregnancy symptoms, and if you've been pregnant before or are currently pregnant, then you may understand this symptom. I never experienced this with my daughter, so this is completely new to me, but for week 9, I noticed an increase in my cervical fluid, which I was like, what? Whoa, because I never experienced that with my daughter before. I know that it's very common pregnancy symptom, but it's not something I'd experienced before, so this is new to me, and that started happening at week 9, so that's been fun. I also have been experiencing a lot of bloating still, which doesn't seem like I experienced it this long with my daughter. I think week 8 was like the worst with my daughter, and then that was pretty much it. I really wasn't bloated very much after that. This time I feel like every day I am just so bloated. So that's been really uncomfortable. Lastly, for week 9, I got a cold, like a head cold, sinuses, like runny stuffy nose, and a little bit of the scratchy throat, like mostly like the post-nasal drip type thing. So I've been coughing a lot of stuff up, having a lot of mucus issues going on. So that hasn't been fun, because I already feel blah, and then you get this cold on top of it. So I'm pretty much over that, but you know, still have the end of the cold going on. So that was week 9. Week 10, I really don't have very much nausea anymore, which is just so nice. Occasionally I get a little bit of nausea if I'm being really active, when I'm already exhausted, I'm having to walk a lot, or if I, you know, I'm running around with my daughter playing with her and I get really active, sometimes I'll get a little bit of nausea, but it's definitely not as intense or as frequently or all day long. Like, it's just occasionally, and it's not very intense. So that's really nice. I'm glad that subsided finally. I guess with the nausea not being so intense now and so often, I am also starting to crave more raw vegetables. This is something that I experienced with my daughter in the first trimester. I didn't want to have anything to do with cooked or raw vegetables. It was an aversion that I had. I didn't want to eat them. I did, but definitely not as much as I normally do. Salad is my favorite food. Absolutely my favorite food. Any kind of salad. I love salad. And so it was really weird for me to not want salad, because it's my favorite. I love it. And so lately I've noticed the end of week 9 and the past couple of days, you know, yesterday was my official turning of week 10. So yesterday I had a salad. The day before that I had a salad. Today I've had a salad. So it's so nice to be back to eating salads again, especially because about the only thing that I really crave as far as like a pregnancy craving is cold things. I want things to be cold. So it's nice to be craving raw vegetables again because I can have those cold, like fresh out of the fridge, and it will help with that cold craving that I just really have when I'm pregnant. I had it when I was with my daughter, when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I have it the same thing this time. Last week I noticed that I was still bloated, and this week it just is continuing. It will not let up, and it's annoying because I just feel huge. I feel so pregnant. I feel like I'm 20 weeks pregnant and it's just so annoying because I'm like, I'm only 10 weeks pregnant, but I feel so huge. And that has been really not fun because we signed my daughter up for swim lessons. This is her second year in a row that we did them. So I have to wear a bathing suit, you know, to get in the pool with her. And that's just no fun. I already feel huge in like normal clothes that I can like cover myself up in, but when I'm having to wear a bathing suit that's like skin tight and whatnot, and I'm not gonna wear a shirt in the pool, so I just feel huge. Like I feel so pregnant, and I don't think that I look pregnant. I think I just look fat. So that's not been fun at all. I went online and ordered a bunch of maternity pants and shirts for the summertime. It gets really warm here. In about a month it'll start to get like really hot, and then it stays warm until like Thanksgiving time. And so I'm due in January, so I didn't really, at least not right now, I didn't really want to order a lot of any kind of warmer clothes because it stays warm here for pretty long. Not to mention, at least it was with my daughter, when the further along I get, the hotter I get. So I'm really excited to get those, although shipping takes a really long time to get here, and so it'll probably be a while until I get them. So that stinks. I should have ordered them when I found out I was pregnant. Then maybe they'd already be here. The last update, I guess, that I have is that I am officially done with my school term, so I have a 2-week break until the next term starts. And so that's nice to not have school for 2 weeks, but at the same time I have a lot of other stuff that I'm working on. So this week, or for the next 2 weeks, I will be mainly focusing on my doing the things for my doula certification, which is a lot of reading, pretty much, just a lot of reading. So that's pretty much what I'll be focusing on for the next 2 weeks, but it's just nice to not have to focus on school. So that's pretty much it for my week 9 and 10 update. Sorry that I missed the 9-week update. I had recorded the video with the intent of getting it up, and just, I was so scatterbrained, I was not looking forward to editing that, and so it just didn't happen. But I don't really want to cram 2 weeks in together. I like having the weekly updates, so I'm definitely not going to try and make this a habit. And I know I keep saying I'm not gonna try and make my late videos a habit, but hey, I'm only 10 weeks in 1 day today, so technically for my 10-week update it's not late, so I guess I'm making some kind of progress. But here is my belly progression with the 9 and 10 week pictures added into it. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I feel like my week 9 and 10 pictures, you can really tell the bloating. I don't know, that's probably just me, but it's so annoying. That's it for my week 9 and 10 update, and I will see you guys next week for my week 11. Bye!